Welcome back to the channel, guys. I've been trying to upload the player highlights for a few days now, and it's not quite working. I don't know what's going on, but it's not quite working. So my apologies for not getting that video up to you from those times. However, there should have been a video before this one, right? So this is why it's taking me this long. But I'm gonna get into the video right now, and the first news that we're gonna talk about is that Arsenal are in very advanced talks to sign Ciro Perenno's 17-year-old left back Diego Leon. The player will join Arsenal in June of 2025, only to the signature is missing. Now, I see another report to say that this guy will basically sign from that team, but then we will loan them back out until the summer. So we'll sign him in January. We'll sign Diego Leon in January, and then loan him back to the club until summer. So that's the reports I'm hearing right now. But it gets me thinking: do we actually want to sign another left back? Is this story actually true? And I was kind of skeptical of it until I remember that we said the same thing about Jurgen Timber. We said the same thing about Ricardo Calafori. Why do we need another left back? Why do we need another left-sided player? But Mikel Arteta seems to always be doing things that we don't expect. And it always works, well, 90 to 95% of the time it works out. So I'm not criticizing right now. I'm just watching the space and see what Mikel Arteta does. But so far, he's been spot on with everything. Because look, we got Calafori. If we didn't get Calafori, who do we have when Jurgen Timber and Benjamin White is injured? If we didn't get Timber, who do we have in the team when Tomios is injured? So and Zinchenko. So listen, I learned my lesson not to criticize Arteta. So that's one there. The other one we see, and I don't know if something is in here with Arsenal right now, but as of late, I'm seeing a few transfer stories, and it's not even January. It's not even the January transfer windows. It's not even close to January. It's not even December, and we're seeing lots of transfer stories coming out. This one says that Arsenal want to sign Jonathan David in January per multiple source. He has 10 goal contribution in 12 games for Lille so far, and Jonathan David is a very, very good player. He's a very, very good player. I've seen him play for Canada. He's quality. And I've seen him playing a few games for Lyon as well, so he's brilliant. And it will be a good addition. It will be a good backup, I should say, for Kai Havertz. Because I believe Kai Havertz is going to do wonders for Arsenal team. I don't know why. I was saying that I needed Sesko, but so far, Kai Havertz is winning me on in terms of we need a central striker that can score goals. I'm saying that Kai Havertz does everything apart from scoring goals, but now it actually starting to improve in his goal scoring efficiency. And he's doing everything better than Halaand. He can control the ball like 100%. Better than Halaand. You see when Halaand tried to control the ball, it's like a ping pong table. The ball is just bounced off him. Like Halaand can't control a ball to save his life. The only thing he's good at is goal scoring. His goal scoring ability is second to none. But controls, passing, everything else is garbage, absolutely rubbish. So Kai Havertz, for me, if he improves his goal scoring record, listen, he will be the best striker in the world for me. Not between him and Haaland, because we know that you got other players like Sesko, Vlahovic that's got the potential, but Sesko is performing well right now. Gyökeres, they're performing well, but we see that Vlahovic fell down a cliff because he didn't come to the Arsenal. He rejected the Arsenal, and then after that he fell down a cliff. That's what happens to all these guys when they reject Arsenal. Look at Modric. But Modric didn't really refuse Arsenal. It's just that he went for, because of his, well, I don't know this backstory, but I can see that this guy was sad. He's crying. He wanted to cry tears of disappointment when he couldn't come to the Arsenal. So I'm not really going to blame Modric. Now, as I said that Jesus, listen, Jesus is I love Jesus. I love the way he plays. I love his flair. I love his tricks. However, it's a bit, sometimes it's too much. And sometimes it doesn't get him anywhere. And we need someone else in the team. We need another backup. So this is what I'm saying, that Jonathan David will be a good backup, because I really believe that if Jesus doesn't do things, I've seen a clip of Jesus not celebrating when we scored. The last match we played, I think it was our second or third goal when he was coming on. This guy wasn't celebrating on the touchline, just standing still when everyone's going wild. Arteta's running around, this coaching staff running around, the players running around on the bench. Jesus standing on the touchline like dead serious, like just looking. So you know that something is coming to an end there. Something is definitely happening and I understand, like, he wants to play and he's not going to celebrate for the player that's keeping him at the team. And I don't like that. And I understand that it shows competitive nature, but then there comes a point where you forget your personal circumstances for the great good of the team. And I don't think Jesus is in that frame of mind right now. And I believe that that's potentially another reason why I think he might leave at the end of the season. But this guy saying that this is how Jesus make him feel. Listen, guy's drinking vodka. He's got a gun loaded on the table. He's got a cigarette in his hand. And he's a skull. So that he's a skeleton. So that shows you that he's dead. He's past dead because of Jesus this season. Jesus this season make this a dead body feel stress. These images, these memes, they get better and better every day, I tell you. But yeah, man, Jesus makes everyone feel a bit depressed sometimes watching him, because even in that game, there's so many chances that he could have get to square the ball or have a proper shot on goal. But man, I don't want to keep comfort Jesus, but he makes me feel disappointed sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Now, this is an accurate description of Jesus. Look, the coin should go to the green line as close as possible. It's coming back. Look at him. Why are you coming back? Why are you coming back? This is what we keep saying to you, Jesus, when you're on the pitch. Why not score? Why not pass properly? Like, you don't do the fundamentals, the basics properly. Like, what's going on? Is it all greed? You want to be like the center of attention so much? Sometimes I don't even know. I don't want to criticize him, man. But Jesus, he needs to do better, because if we get linked with player like Jonathan David, we're still in for Cisco, I believe. I really think we're still in for Cisco. I think we might get him in January. So, boy, I know we're getting someone, and that's the only bad news for Jesus. So I really think Jesus and Zinchenko might go in the summer. I really think so. Now, someone said this guy reminded him of Gabriel J. Now, I think this is a bit disrespectful, because Gabriel J does kill better than this. He does it better. This guy looks like Mr. Bean. This guy. This is Neymar 2.0, I tell ya. Nah, they take a liberty with Jesus. But now, man, sometimes Jesus really looks like he's on the ball. Especially when he does skills and loses the ball and doesn't progress up the pitch. He looks like this. This is how it looks in our mind. But when he comes off, he looks like Ronaldinho. He looks like prime Ronaldinho. So it's only the luck of the draw you get with Jesus. Havertz for Chelsea played 91 games with 26 GA. Now for Arsenal, this guy has 44 matches with 25 GA. That's less than half the match he played for Chelsea with the same GA, or just one less. One less in half as the amount of matches. Now this is what I'm saying. Sometimes it's not the player, it's everything to do with the team sometimes. And at this time, it is Chelsea. He was banging it up. He was ripping it up over in Germany by Leverkusen. Come at Chelsea, flops. Comes back at Arsenal, get confidence, get the love, get the joy, the happiness that you need as a good player. And then he started to thrive again. Now, Mikel Arteta said that Havertz is the kind of player, he just needs to feel love. He just needs to feel that. And I love the way Mikel Arteta coaches. I'm telling you, this guy looks out for the mentality of people. He don't just care about the results. He care about you as an individual. How are you feeling? How's your mental health? I can imagine Mikel Arteta going to the change room, guys. How is your mental health today? Right? This is how I can imagine him. He cares about people. So it's not just about the result business. It's not just the business to him. It's not just a job. He really care about people. And this is why we're getting the best from Havertz, because some different people react differently for different stuff, right? Havertz is the kind of player that needs to feel love. He needs to feel like you care about him. And some people are like that. To get the best from them, they need to feel like other people care about them. While some others can, they don't care what you think or how you think about them. They'll get the job done. And Mikel Arteta recognized the nature of Kai Havertz and adapted. This is what I'm saying. This guy, Mikel Arteta, player management is second to none. He can coach different individual, different temperament. He can coach superstar. You remember when he left Mesut Ozil out the team? Aubameyang stripped him from the captaincy in front of everyone. That's an embarrassment. He didn't care. This is the manager I love. He knows how to discipline at the right time, and he knows how to show love and affection at the right time. And this is why we're getting the best out of Kai Havertz. So guys, whenever you hear me compare Declan Rice and Thomas Partey and say that Thomas Partey is better than Declan Rice, these are the reasons why. Look, Thomas Partey was playing right back and he still had more accurate passes, 69 compared to Declan Rice's. Total touches of 61. He had 69 accurate passes. Declan Rice had 61 touches in the whole match. So, and Declan also playing midfield. You know that the ball passed through the midfield. That's the main area of the pitch. Now, yes, we all could say that the ball is on most of the time on the right hand side because of Saka, but it's not just Saka. The right back is a big contribution towards that right hand side of the play. And today and that day was Thomas Partey. Now look at the passing and the pass accuracy. Saliba was number 1. Number 2 was Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey had 70 passes. 74 passes, I should say. 70 of them were accurate. 95% accuracy. Declan Rice? Where's Declan Rice? 44 passes. And 41 accuracy. The percentage don't matter. Because you having 44 as a midfielder and Thomas Partey is playing right back and still having 74. This is what I'm saying, that Declan Rice needs to improve. He needs to get better. Otherwise, it's going to be Moreno and Thomas Partey. Let's see Moreno. Where's Moreno? Moreno came on in the second half and still had 13. Almost half. Almost half with that. Well, not almost, but he had a lot. He had a lot compared to Declan Rice. If he had started, he would have a lot more than Declan Rice in midfield. So that's what I'm saying. Declan Rice, he needs to do more. He needs to do better. As I said, I'm one of the biggest fans of Declan Rice, but he's not doing enough in matches. He's just there. He's not like showing us. He's not showing up. He's not like stamping his authority in the midfield. Like when he just came, he's not doing things like these. And I'm saying that I don't know if he's injured or something's wrong mentally, but he needs to fix up, man, because otherwise it's going to be Thomas Partey and Mikel Merino for me in midfield. Now, this is a big boy stat. Bukayo Saka creativity this season, right? First in assists. He's got the most assists in the Premier League. Chances created, 27, the first. Chances created from open play, he came second with 17. So that's the only thing he didn't come first in. Big chances created, 13, number 1. Expected assists, 3.16, number 1. So that's what I'm saying. Bukayo Saka is world class. Admit it. Admit it, you salty fans. You salty Chelsea, United, City, Liverpool fans. He's the best right now in the league in terms of assists, in terms of creativity, in terms of like supplying efficiency. Saka is the best right now. Now, it could change a few matches later, but as of now, he is the best. So give credit where it's due. Bukayo Saka. Now, here's another stat I think you guys might appreciate. Only 2 players have registered 3+ GA and 4+ big chances created in a single game in the last 10 Premier League season. In the last 10. Another record broken by Bukayo Saka. We've just seen one the other day that Saka, in a decade, in 10 years, no one has done what he's done. Not even Salah as a winger. He's done another one. Kevin De Bruyne versus Watford 2019. Kevin De Bruyne, as we all said, is the best midfielder in the Premier League for the past, 5, 6, 7 seasons? The best midfielder, potentially in the world. Now, Saka, the record he got against Southampton is the same as Kevin De Bruyne. No one has achieved that in 10 years apart from these two. As I'm saying, I'm going to shove this down your throat. You opposition fans, I'm going to shove it down your throat, these stats, because you're not going to come and compare Cole Palmer to my player, to Starboy. You're not going to come and compare Foden, that performs like once every 10 matches, against my player. How dare you? How dare you compare these guys to Bukayo Saka? You see the stats. You see with the eye test, and you're still playing like blind man. You're still doing that with Saka. You're still sleeping on Saka right now. Man, if this is not agenda, I don't know what is. So these are the things I don't think get talked about a lot. I think it needs to be highlighted more. Havertz as a centre forward compared to Haaland as a centre forward. Haaland is the best striker in the world right now. Let's just get that in there. Let's just leave that as a caveat. Haaland is the best striker in the world right now. In 2024, this is that, yeah? Non-penalty goals. Non-penalty GAs. Havertz, 19. Haaland, 19. Minutes per NPGA. 86.8 Havertz. 99.6 Haaland. Havertz is leading. Since the start of the year, since Arsenal turned their season around from last season to the beginning of this season, it's a different Arsenal. And it's one of the main reasons it's down to Kai Havertz. I said it. Listen, I could see the moment when this guy turned around his career at Arsenal, when he transformed his career as a player overall. When his manager, even when on international duty, and his manager said that, listen, this guy can be world class in so many different positions. And it all comes down to the coaching of Mikel Arteta. Once again, people are not talking about these stuff. They're not talking about the great job Havertz is doing. I'm saying that other fans, we as Arsenal fans, we can see what's going on. But other fans don't recognize these things. It's not like we need any validation from them. But it's good to know that you're being honest. Like you're being fair. I don't need you to be singing the praises of our players. But don't be criticizing blindly. That's all I care about. Don't be because the players see these things. And sometimes, depending on how weak the mentality is, it can discourage them. Now, am I saying that Havertz has got a weak mentality? Who knows? He could have. I'm being honest. And I don't want you to be affecting my players. I don't want that. So players like Saka, we know he ain't got weak mentality. This guy has been racially abused on so many different occasions, especially in the Euro when he missed that penalty. And he came back again like nothing happened. Season up and season, he's been pulled through the mud, being compared with players like Foden and Cole Palmer. And he's still striving. He's like he just brushed it all off his shoulders. He's got a strong mentality, but not every player does. And we have to look out for the players that haven't got the strong mentality. We are fans. We're supporters. And we have to support our players, especially in times like this when people are putting them through the mud unnecessarily. So Kai Havertz right now is on the same level as Haaland in terms of stats. In terms of the eye test, it's the same. Yes, I know he didn't get any goal, any hat-trick in any matches. However, the way he plays, the way he holds up the ball better than Haaland. He passes the ball better than... I've said this all before. But anyways, the stats prove what I've been saying. Just when you think that you can't get any better for Saka, look at this. League assists in the last 2 seasons. Saka 16. Yeah? 16 for Yamal and Rodrigo combined. Rodrigo and Lamar combined is 16. These are 2 of the best wingers in the world, according to some people. Especially Yamal. Right now, Yamal is the best winger in the world, according to some. And Saka has performed both of them combined together in assists for 2 seasons. I don't need to say anything else. It's the stats said it all. You may be asking, another Saka stat? And I say, yeah, another one, because I'm going to shove it down your throats. Bukayo Saka became the 5th winger in the Premier League history to have scored or assisted 90 plus goals in the Premier League at age 23. Now look at this list. On top of the list, CR7, one of the best players to ever grace the Premier League. All the best. Some would say the best, but some would say Thierry Henry is the best. So it's up for debate, but he's definitely one of the best. Then you got Sterling, which is it's going to be a big debate. So I'll just quietly skip past Sterling. I quietly just go past Sterling. I don't want to talk about Sterling right now. Giggs, yeah, let's talk about Giggs. One of the best players to ever grace the Premier League, especially at Man United. Rashford, let's quietly skip past Rashford. Let's quietly skip Klaus Walker. Let's not talk about these guys. Because listen, and I say this because Sterling started off young. Very, very promising career. Should have been one of the best wingers in the world. But like, his stats said that he was one of the best. But I think he slipped away long before he should have. He should have stayed in the spotlight a lot longer. Rashford, same thing. I don't think Rashford, we've seen the best of Rashford since Van Gaal. That's the best we've seen of Rashford when he came on. I remember when he came onto the scene and scored that 2 goal against Arsenal on his debut. That's the Rashford that was destined for greatness at the young age. Walcott, the same thing. When we signed him from Southampton, this guy was touted as the next Thierry Henry. Very, very good and capable player. He's very efficient, but sometimes he's like a deer in headlights. He doesn't know where to go with the ball sometimes. But Bukayo Saka, he's on the Giggs level. That's where I see him. He's on Giggs level. And Giggs was one of the Premier League all greats. If he continues in this trajectory now, yes, he can fall away potentially in the future. But I can't see it. Because these guys, Walcott fall away long before Saka for me. Because Walker only had speed. He didn't have anything else. He didn't have good dribbling. He just had speed. But Saka has everything. So you can't compare Walker and Saka. Rashford, the same thing. He only got speed. He ain't got nothing else. But it could have been developed into a better all-round player because he had more potential. It's just that he didn't have a manager that cared enough to develop him in all areas of the pitch. Sterling, the same thing. Sterling fulfilled a lot of his potential. So I can't really criticize Sterling that much. But Saka is on another level. He's on another level. And Mikel Arteta recognized that Saka is on another level. Mikel Arteta says, don't forget that Bukayo Saka's age. There are the stats and you can not get away from that. And what he's doing at his age is unbelievable. Once again, Mikel Arteta is a person that relies on stats as well as the eye test. So lots of fans that talk about, oh, I don't care about the stats. I don't want to see about this. I don't want to see the stats. This is why Arteta is a great manager. Because you combine the both. You need the stats. That's ignorance. And you be naive if you think that in football these days we don't need stats. You're being cuckoo, bro. You're being cuckoo because the stats have a lot to do with how the manager protects the player, how the manager trains the player, how the manager get the best out of the player. And this is what Arteta said, that don't forget his age is still young and his stats is unbelievable. And we just saw his stats. That's just some of them. I know that Mikel Arteta has a bunch of more than what I just showed you, right? Because that's the type of guy he is. He's like a statistician. He's a technician and he's a statistician. Mikel Arteta, my manager. So there's so much things I could talk about right now, guys. Literally, there's so much things I want to talk about. But I don't want to make the video too long. I think it's already too long. So I'm just going to wrap up now. But before I wrap up, look at this now. Players not on international duty. Havertz is not on international duty. Jesus is not. Jorginho is not. Skelly is not. Neto is not. Odegaard is not. Sterling is not. Timber is not. Tierney is not. Thomas is not. Benjamin White is not. Zinchenko is not. Apart from a few, that's like our first team players. Most of them are first team players. That's not on international duty. Is that a sign? Is that by purpose? Is that by design? Or is it a coincidence? You think it's coincidence? I don't think so. Mikel Arteta, see what happened the last time on international duty, and I think he just came up with, or is it the players that intentionally say that, listen, I ain't going on no international duty right now. I'm not risking. I've got a cold. Even Thomas Partey is not on this, and Thomas Partey did not go on international duty either. Thomas Partey said he's sick. He said he's not injured. A report came out to say he's not injured. He's just sick. He's ill. So that's what I'm saying. These guys, I like the way they commented to Arsenal. Listen, if that was for my country, I would have been a bit upset. I'm not even going to lie. But it's not my country. So I'm happy that they stayed for the Arsenal, right? So big up to my players. Big up to my subscribers. Big up to all of you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for subscribing. Continue to do so. Leave a comment in the comment box below. Let me know your thoughts on everything that we just discussed. Catch you next video, guys. Goodbye.